all the rest of the time I was entertained. I was either working or entertained, and then it was like, oh, okay.
I'm glad you weren't entertained in your room.
I mean, that'd be
problematic.
Not good for a marriage.
Right.
Right.
If you were entertained in your room without your husband.
That's accurate. So for that reason, I'm excited that you'll be there joining me.
And welcome back to the Riley Black Project with Crystal and John.
Hey.
So we're mixing things up for 2023.
Yes.
We are going to move our life update,
updates.
not live, because this is not live. Our life update to the end of the podcast after the interview.
Yes, we're going to go straight into the interview.
And today's guests are awesome. I can't wait to meet them in person. Hopefully in March in Dallas. So without further ado, Mark and Will.
Hey guys.
What's going on?
What's up?
What's up?
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being on.
Thanks for being on. Where the heck are you, Will?
I am in my car in the parking lot of Legoland here in Carlsbad.
Wow.
Family vacation after Christmas, after I actually caught my breath.
Yeah, I bet.
Decided to take the family on a trip to make me even more tired.
Right.
And this is more work than work.
Yeah, how's it going?
Chaos.
Well, great. He's in the car by himself.
Chaos, yeah.
It's great.
It's true.
It's going to be the best hour that he's going to have today, probably.
Oh, this is the most peaceful vacation part right
In fact,
now.
I already know the answer.
Before this.
I know the answer, but how many kids are on that trip with you?
So I had my 5, and we had family members. We have my 5 kids, but we had family who's from San Diego. And I invited all their cousins and stuff to come to Legoland with us so we can just kind of have like a big family gathering. And all of them, they have to work. So they dropped off all the kids.
Oh.
How many is that?
So we had one. Yeah, we had one that was a teenager, and then we had 11 total kids with my wife and I.
Oh, my God.
And, navigating Legoland and lines and different age groups from 20 months up to 13, who can ride what, who's upset that they can't ride what.
Oh my God, right.
And which rides I could ride with certain kids without vomiting, or which rides that my son vomited on.
Oh no.
Me. A little bit of everything. We left one kid on a carousel, which was a lot of fun. We all got off. We started chit-chatting with all the family.
You forgot them or left them there on purpose?
Kevin!
No, this is one of my kids, so we forgot him. But he was crying, and he was like, Dad, you guys left me.
Oh, my God.
Get him. But it gave us a free pass to skip the line on another ride, which was well worth it. And I told him to cry on every ride moving forward. So,
you know how much therapy this is going to cost in the future?
Right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll need it in the future. So, but it's been great. I'm glad we're hitting the road today, back to reality and back to work tonight.
Oh, so you're going to the warehouse tonight?
Yeah, so we leave here at 11. We'll probably get home about 9 or 10. I'll get the kids to bed, and then I'll go to the warehouse to catch up because tomorrow's the last day they'll ship for the year before January 2nd. Because of the New Year holiday, so I just want to get some orders out, and I can have and we've had messages the entire week, right? Hey, how soon is this going to ship?
Right.
So if I can get them out.
I mean, I guess in their defense, you're on vacation, but then that's almost worse. Yeah. They messaged you because you have a notice on your website, right?
Yeah, but it's all right. I understand we're all makers, and they've all prefaced it with, hey, Will, I know you're on vacation,
right?
But so it's okay.
Know you?
Yeah. I know you're with your family, but how soon will this coffee clip ship? It's coming.
Is that like the version of delete if not allowed?
Oh,
yeah. God. Yes, that's the best.
This is the worst. So we were. I mean, this was a private conversation, but we were talking about how it's like a trigger for us admins, the delete if not allowed. Even if it's something that's allowed, we there's a little piece of us. Some of us, it's a little bit bigger than others, but there's a little piece of us that just wants to delete it because you think we need your permission to delete it if it's not allowed. Right. It's we'll either reach out to us first or just read the rules. And I understand sometimes the rules aren't like super clear, but
Well, and of course, I'm always thinking, man, I wish they'd give me permission because I totally would have deleted this, but you didn't say I could, so I'm not going to.
I'm not going to delete it because I didn't get that permission.
I can't. Right.
Is that the internet or the Facebook group equivalent of no disrespect, but
pretty much? Yeah, okay. I think so. It's definitely, it's a close,
yeah, it's close.
It's right there.
What's going on with the 5-year-old? Everything good?
Yeah.
Okay.
How was your guys' Christmas?
Going to the restroom.
Okay. It was a shit show, but it was good. It was a lot. It was both.
Yeah.
It was like 50% awesome, 50% terrible.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, Christmas Eve started off rough, but then ended great with the Christmas
we had
Eve
a lot
party.
of fun with family and stuff.
Yep, and then Christmas Day was great in the morning, and I mean, it was all right. It was mostly okay. Christmas Day. Cool. Yeah, so it was a rough start to Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
How about your holidays, Mark?
It was great. I mean, this is our first Christmas completely empty nesters. Both our kids were moved out last year too, but they both came home for Christmas, and this was the first time that nobody was here. Yeah. And Christmas Eve, my wife and I were sitting here thinking, "Oh, this is weird," because it is weird. It's our first time, no family, no nothing, and then we looked at each other and said, "We don't hate this. This is okay." And I'll tell you, because it's just the four of us, right? Nobody else is listening.
No one else is listening.
Nobody.
It's stupid. So we, my wife and I, on Christmas Day, we spent. I mean, I'm 53, so keep that in the picture there, is we sat on our couch for 8 hours playing our Switches, which is...
That sounds like heaven.
Life.
It was awesome. Because, of course, throughout the whole thing, every 20 minutes, I'm like, I really should be doing something else. And my wife said, nope.
Yeah.
And I'm like a little child. I'm like,
wait for one of those days. Yeah.
She told me I could. Like,
right. She gave you permission.
Yeah, like I need it, but it was great.
I mean, look, our brains are like, they're never not working. And I mean, we were kind of working because I don't even remember what we talked about, but we talked on Christmas Day because that's when you had mentioned, that
I forgot we did.
Switch. Yeah. I think it was me having a random remembrance that our podcast was this Friday and that we hadn't talked about it at all. And I was like, I didn't forget, but I kind of forgot, but we're good.
Right. And is it Christmas? It's Christmas.
Right. Well, and the crappy part, if I don't send that message when I'm thinking of it, it won't get sent. Yeah. So I'm that person who has to be like, so sorry I'm sending this so late. Yes. So sorry that I'm sending this on a holiday. But if I don't send it right now, it'll be gone forever.
Delete if not allowed, but
not to be rude, but you guys are coming on the podcast in 30 minutes.
It's not my picture, but not my photo.
Even today, I get the message from Will, and he's like, "Good morning," and I'm like, "Fuck the podcast." I didn't forget, but I forgot.
Yeah,
right. It's just. Yeah, this brain of mine.
We wouldn't have remembered, I think, but we were talking. Right. We had a conference call with someone else, and we were like, "Hey, we need to move this along because we're ready for Riley Black Project podcast." Right. So let's go. Yeah.
Well, and him, I was just so glad that he was home today because he's been working. He worked the day shift this week, and so I've been on my own with the 5-year-old. And so he was here today, and it was like, "Oh, there's help!" So, that was all I was concerned about.
Right.
So
let's talk about this conference.
Yeah. What's going on with that?
So we got we got the Next Level Laser Conference coming up. It's our second. I don't know. Can we say second annual? That's not necessarily true. The annual part.
I mean, it will be annual if you only have one a year, but
it's yours. You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah,
that's true. But we'd love to have more, and we probably will. But the next one is coming up in. Technically, it's Fort Worth, y'all. I know it's not
all the Dallas people.
You better go
mad at us.
You better go change that graphic.
Yeah, not happening. I paid that guy too much. That was me.
Right.
Yeah. I should just do a line through it. Just scribble over top.
Listen, you have enough Illustrator skills to make it look pretty decent. You just do a little line in Fort Worth.
I need to just handwrite it right over top of it. But
totally.
Sorry. Can we start over? Hey, we're having a conference March 31st through April 2nd in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's going to be great. We're so excited. You were at the last one, so you know how much fun it was, and this one's going to be even better. We're going to be having classes on all types. We're going to have classes on all the major design programs. You know, it's funny. Every time I make the list, I always forget one of the ones, you know, regardless of which one it is. So Inkscape, Illustrator, Silhouette, Procreate, Lightburn.
I think that's all of them.
I think I got them. Wow.
Yeah, now you know it's just one hand.
Okay.
It covers it.
And if I had 6 fingers, I'd be in trouble. But yes, so we'll have classes on all those, and then we'll have classes on product photography. I'm going to teach a class on how to sell files, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
We're going to let me see. We've got photo engraving class, right?
Yeah, photo editing.
Photo editing. Sorry, right?
Homie.
Yep. What else we got going on? We've got 5 different general sessions that are going to be happening as well, that we're going to have different people speaking at, which is going to be really great as well. Awesome. I'll tease one of them. One of my good friends, his name is Arthur. He's coming. He's a multi-Chick-fil-A operator. He's got several stores of his own. He's been doing this for 30 years. He's a great entrepreneur, and he's going to be talking about creativity and being an entrepreneur. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
And then we've got some other people that we all know that I can't say yet that we're chasing. It's coming. It's coming.
Well, and hopefully, can we talk about how you're going to have like a little vendor setup area too?
Yeah. So we're going to have several vendors. We're adding more. We've got a couple that we're still working on, but I know Casey's going to be there from Smoky Hill. I almost feel like I don't have to say Smoky Hill because I think everybody knows Casey's like
Casey.
He's like Prince. Right?
Just Casey.
It's just Casey.
Yeah. We all know, by the way, it's actually Angela, but
right.
Whatever, you know.
He's the face for Angela, and
that's unfortunate.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of backwards, right? You would think if you're going to put the face forward,
right?
Casey.
Yeah, we would all love to see Angela, honestly.
Yeah.
So, right. Casey, if you're watching, just Angela from now on.
Here's some business advice, some unsolicited business advice.
Right. And we love you both. But they're going to be there. We got some other vendors that we're talking to that we'll have committed in the next few days. But that's going to be a lot of fun to be able to come and to shop there in person.
Awesome.
And also just to meet these vendors and ask them questions directly. So that's going to be great. We're a lot excited about that as well.
Yeah.
And we've got a list of things that we're working on. We just can't quite say yet, but it's already great as it is.
And there's still more that you're brewing.
We're adding. Yeah. I mean, you think of the classes that you can take, the amount of information you're going to grab from there, meeting of vendors, getting to see some products in person that you might not be familiar with. Yep. Products that could help complement your laser business for whichever step you are in your laser business. I know
one product that's going to be there.
And what is that?
Keychain thingies.
Oh my gosh, I heard about them. Tell me what.
I heard they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I've heard great things about them.
Will you sell them?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. I do because it's a great product.
Quick shout out to Will. Will, you were my first patron. You were my first ad space our ad space on the podcast. And you were my first wholesale dealer of keychain thingies.
Nice.
So
I am a proud supporter of everything you do. You guys do an amazing job with the podcast, with the product you carry, with just what you bring to the laser community. And I love being a part of that. So
we appreciate it.
And my competitive side just wants to be number one.
Right. You want to be first.
First,
Yeah.
Yeah, all the things.
Well, I like that your competitor side also ends up being support for the podcast. So I'll take it.
Yes.
But they sold really well. I took a ton and I didn't want to overbring, even though that they were small, but I was surprised that I ended up selling out of them. Because I don't know. I figure everybody has them already and everybody knew about them. And if they wanted them, they would have already bought them. And that was so wrong.
And I think your product is one of those that does really well in person.
Yeah, because they don't understand it. If that's one of my goals for 2023 is more videos explaining what the heck they are, how to use them, just more examples of them. Because
what we should do is we should make a next level laser conference keychain.
Oh, totally.
And tease everybody, hey, look, you got one, here's what you can get more, right?
Whoops, right. Sorry. Yeah.
Over here. God, backwards thing.
Well, you guys are going to be on the screen by yourself, so you're just going to be pointing into the air.
So I can just point anywhere I want.
You can point wherever you want.
Yeah, like, oh, Crystal.
But I really think that's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun, and definitely being able to see people in person, and also, but in fact, honestly, it's hard to say what my favorite thing was of the last one because there were so many great things. But getting a chance to, of course, meet you in person was fantastic.
Yes,
and just being able.
I knew you warned me, but you're tall.
He's a lot taller in person.
You guys don't know.
We're all the same height, right here. Come on, I mean, right. Like, you're not there,
not
but
even. I think you're still.
Wait, hold on. I'll back up. Yeah, I'm shorter.
There you go.
There you go. You're so much more approachable now.
You're like 6'5", right?
No,
probably 6'3.5" now. I'm older.
My dad.
I have less hair than I used to.
Yeah, my dad, like you wouldn't know it, but he's 6'5". So he didn't share any of that height with me, unfortunately. He shared most of it with my sister, and there was none left when it came my turn.
Well, it was so much fun. Well, I know you agree. It was so much fun to meet everybody.
Yeah, I didn't realize as a presenter, as someone kind of going to work, I think my brain was clouded of the anxiety of like speaking in front of people in person. Yeah. I've gotten more comfortable with lives and talking and all that, especially with the podcast. But, it's different when there's like actual eyeballs looking at you. And so, I was more consumed with like the anxiety of that. And then, when we were there, I didn't realize like how motivating and amazing it was going to be, like even for us who are going there to work. It was awesome to just see people so eager to learn and just came ready to take it all in. Everyone was happy. No one was like, there was no negativity. It was just all around great. And I didn't honestly expect that. I think again, because my brain was just consumed with, I got to teach, so I'm excited to do that again, knowing that I'm going to get that from it. And then, hopefully John, who's appearing out of what, everything okay?
Huh?
Where's
he's getting dressed.
Getting dressed?
Yeah.
You okay? How it goes. What's wrong?
I'll talk to you after the show.
It's not for recording, okay? It's not for something that needs to be on record.
Well, your son had an accident.
What kind of accident?
He didn't make it to the bathroom. And he didn't tell me he didn't make it to the bathroom. And then the first time I went was fine. To go check on him was fine. Didn't realize he didn't make it.
Okay.
So this time he finished. He's like, Daddy, I need new underwear. Because TMI, guys. But he shatted him. He farted and shatted.
I'm sorry, but that's kind of karma. He be pushing.
Wait.
Oh, no.
That wasn't the only thing that didn't make it. He also peed on the floor. But didn't tell me that part. So when I go to get him underwear,
did you fall on
I
his pee?
Slipped on his piss and the ground, banged my knee against like the door wedge or something and hit the ground. Poor kid, he came running. I was like, Daddy, are you okay? You heard the worry in his voice for the first time. Like, are you okay? Oh, I'm like, it's fine. I just felt. I'm like, did you pee on the floor? He's like, yeah, I didn't make that either. And I'm like, okay, well, I wish you would have told me. He's like, should I go call mom? I'm like, no. Let mommy. Yeah. So my knee is throbbing. And there's probably piss on my sandal.
Oh, good.
Oh. Hey, you know what? I will give your son credit. The worry in his voice and the, are you okay? I think my kids would be laughing at me.
Oh man,
there was too much worry for him to laugh, and
oh, that's sweet.
And on top of all that,
I think so.
Okay. On top of all that, good luck editing this segment here.
No, I think we got to leave that in.
I think that's going to be the teaser.
Well, maybe we'll put it at the end, but
it's like the universe doesn't want us to leave the life update at the end of the podcast.
Oh, that life update that you skipped that you want to leave to the end. Here you go.
An update in the middle of the podcast.
Right in the middle of the podcast. And if you didn't know, both of our kids are home today because it's a holiday.
And one's napping and one's pissing on the floor.
and sharding in his underwear.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Hey guys, thanks for watching and listening. If you'd like to support us monetarily now or in the future, here are a few ways.
You can join us on Patreon and reach out to us to run ads on the podcast.
For only $20, by the way.
Only $20. You
could also buy a file from my Etsy shop, some keychain accessories from my website, the course to learn some file designs, or explore one of my partnerships with either Eon or Pyburn.
Yeah, and you can find all those links on our Facebook group. That's the Riley Black Project.
Yep. To support us for $0 a month, you can share the podcast with your laser friends, subscribe to our YouTube channel, interact with our content, share, like, comments. What else?
And subscribe and leave a review on our Apple podcast. Mm-hmm. And then follow us on social media. That's Facebook and Instagram. The Riley Black Project.
Yes, we appreciate your support so much. We have big dreams of John joining us full time, and anything that you can do monetarily or for free to help us get there, we appreciate it so much.
Looking forward to being at the conference.
As we were saying, I'm looking forward to having you there.
Yeah, because
it was. For one, it was great to get like a break away from life and the boys and mom life. You're not usually my problem. Mm-hmm. Usually. But so
John walks in and goes, I peed on the floor.
Yeah.
I peed on the floor.
No, I do that outside.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I'm excited about for one, you seeing all of that and being part of it, especially because one of our big goals for 2023 is to have you more in the laser world. And you already are with the podcast, but more jumping outside of the podcast and having more involvement that way. You good?
Yeah, I'm just trying to fix my cable.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was talking to your son.
Oh.
The other John.
Yeah, the other John.
But yeah, so it'll be nice to have you there. And then I didn't really miss any of that. There's secrets now. What's going on over there?
It must be a good secret.
Must be. I didn't hear you. Okay. So anyway, the part where it was a little bit difficult for me is because after everything was done, because we do the conference and then we would do what we called the conference after dark, basically. Yeah. Because we'd meet up, hang out with everybody, not everybody, but whoever wanted to hang out and eat, drink, whatever. Right. And then it was go back to the room, and it was oh, okay. I was
now what?
But I'm here by myself.
Right.
And that's that because, all the rest of the time I was entertained. I was either working or entertained. And then it was oh, okay. So
I'm glad you weren't entertained in your room.
I mean, that'd be
problematic.
Not good for a marriage.
Right.
Right.
If you were entertained in your room without your husband.
That's accurate. So for that reason, I'm excited that you'll be there joining me. I won't have to go on a plane by myself and have the drunk guy sleeping or attempting to sleep on my shoulder. Did you guys?
Only this drunk guy. You only have this drunk guy trying to sleep on your shoulder.
You don't drink like that.
No, I don't.
Oh, it was the worst. My flight back from one of them. I had a drunk guy sit in the middle of the plane, and he fell asleep immediately. But then his head started to fall, and I was on the window side, and there was only so much shimmying away from him that I could do. But yeah. So anyway,
it's a.
Well, but of course, first I had to get content first. I had to record it, and then kind of the little like.
If there's no pictures, there's no proof, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah. No one would believe there'd be a drunk guy sleeping on my shoulder if I didn't have video proof of it first.
You could have made it really uncomfortable and fell asleep on his head. Like he's here, and then you just.
He was too stinky. I smelled the alcohol from his pores. But while we're there, you'll be hopefully passing out business cards and stuff about content. What kind of services you'll be offering for the laser community.
Services.
Yes, you will be entertaining Crystal in the hotel room after the conference.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are only partial services that I offer. Those are only part of the services I offer.
Oh,
that's great.
It's a full range of services.
Well, how do we save this one? Let's get back on conference talk.
I'm gonna hang up and come back in.
How are ticket sales going?
Start over, redo. Yes. How are they going?
Great. Tickets are going great. We're excited about it. We're it's considerably faster than the last one at this stage. We're only what are we? Will, is it
10 days in?
10 days in.
10 days in.
It's only been 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the hecticness of the holidays, we've all kind of lost track. And I mean, really what it was 10 days ago was a couple posts, right? We've had a few posts here and there, but we haven't been able to do a podcast. We haven't done any live with the presenters that we hope to do. We haven't been able to announce the other vendors and highlight the presenters as well. So I definitely see now that everyone's kind of come down from the holidays, they're able to regroup. They're going to start to see
they're going to have that like inflow of hopefully of money from a successful holiday season. So that'll help a little bit potentially in affording, to as we say, invest in themselves.
Yeah. It's going to be so good. There's going to be content for everybody. There really is. Yeah. You guys, we've got some of the best teachers that I've ever known, and I'm excited for year number 2. It's good. Yeah, well, I don't know very many people, so that
you're number 1 on my list of 1.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know it's your podcast, but tell everybody what you are going to be teaching at the conference.
So I'm going to be teaching Silhouette Studio. Shocker.
That's great.
Yes.
And you're gonna be covering. I mean,
the basics, right? And how to use the tools, where things are at. So the plan for most of the design classes, right, is we're gonna have them structured basically the same, but we're gonna cover all the tools in each one. How to adjust a file that's already been made. That kind of stuff.
And then in different classes, they'll do it a little differently, but we'll also show you how to make something yourself. So our goal is for everybody who takes a class, which hopefully everybody takes at least one of the design classes.
Yeah.
A lot of times people will take, let's say, Silhouette or Illustrator or whatever, and also Procreate as well, because that's a nice combination. But it's going to be really great. And you're going to get a chance to spend up to an hour and a half in Crystal's class, learning from her. And of course, she's available throughout the whole event. So if you have questions for her, you can ask later on too.
Yeah. Well, and I will say that I've heard, some people say that maybe they've been using it for years or, whatever, that they may think that they won't get anything from a basic class. And while that's totally possible, because I don't know, obviously, everyone's skill level, I will say that in my course, I was surprised by how several people told me who had years of experience with Silhouette. Again, I was surprised they took my course, but I was thankful after the fact that they did, because they told me that even in the first, few modules of my course, which is really just talking about the basics, the tools, where all that is, common skills that you need, like welding and that kind of stuff. Yeah. They even learned stuff that they didn't know, from those basics. And so I learned stuff when I was making the course, because I was brushing myself up on all of the tools, whether I personally use them or not. Yeah. And then in doing so, I was like, oh, I didn't even really think of using this tool in that way, because you kind of you gravitate towards what you know and what you've used before. And you almost to a certain extent, like kind of hold yourself back because you don't really explore it because you're like, oh, I've been using this for years. I use what I need to use. And you don't really like look at all that other stuff that's kind of hidden off to the corner or down in that one menu that you don't really pay attention to. So I feel like even people who have used a program for a couple years could still potentially learn something, you know, from taking a quote beginner class. Like,
well, definitely.
Hell, taking Victor's class, I'm pretty sure if you take Victor's class for Illustrator, and even if you've worked in Illustrator for a couple years, I'm pretty sure he'll show you something new. Because
and what a great teacher.
He's great. Yeah. No, he downloaded Silhouette. I don't know why, but he wanted to learn Silhouette because he's crazy. And he taught me something in the first few minutes of him just playing around with the software. So, yeah.
Well, and let me highlight that for a second because, for example, I use Illustrator every day.
Right.
But it's the same as if I was using Silhouette every day. Like you just said a minute ago, I can get caught into doing the same thing the same way and not realizing there's another way to do it.
Right.
And in the last couple of weeks, I've got a friend named Tyler who works in my office with me every day, and we both use Illustrator, but we both have habits that the other person doesn't have.
Right.
And a couple of weeks ago, he taught me something, which I'll tell you what it is. I'm going to say it's embarrassing that I didn't know, but somebody out there doesn't know it too. Right. So, but he taught me, I use copy and paste, of course, every single day.
Right.
But I didn't know that there was a thing called paste in place. I didn't know that.
Paste in front and Silhouette.
Right. And
so
I use it every single day now.
Me too. So I did a quick tutorial in my Silhouette for Lasers, just the free group. Right. Someone was asking, she wanted to do a leopard pattern on a watch band, and she didn't want the pattern to go beyond, you know, the watch band. And so I was showing how to, I think it's called a clipping mask in Illustrator, but I was showing how to do that in Silhouette. And, you know, because when it's subtracting in Silhouette, you subtract that shape from your pattern. Yeah. Well, when I was subtracting it, you know, I copied it and I pasted it and I set the extra watch band shape, you know, off to the side, right? Yeah. But when you subtract it, that shape goes away. So then I went and grabbed the shape and then I'm like lining it back up in the tutorial. Yeah. And someone, I'm going to butcher her name. I think it's Candida, something like that. She has a really, really long, beautiful name, but I don't remember how to say it. But she messaged me and she's like, you know, she goes, you know, you probably don't know. And she was nervous in telling me, you know, something that I didn't know, especially because, you know, I was working on the course then, I think, or I had already done it. And she was like, but you can do paste in front and leave it there. And then I select one, do the subtract, and then it's still there once I subtract. And, you know, I was like, oh my God, that's genius. Like, and I was like, please don't feel bad about ever telling me something, because like I right click all the time. When I right click, it's right there, paste in front. But I breezed past it because it just became part of the background for me. And now again, ever since she's told me, then I immediately went back into my group, made a new tutorial, showed them all about what she had showed me about paste in front and how amazing it was. And yeah, like you said, I use it every single day.
And how do you put a value on that? It's huge.
Yeah.
And you didn't know that you were going to learn that day.
Right. And she saved me a couple seconds from every single day. And let me tell you, that's going to add up.
Well, and for me, right. And so I just want to say, hey, I can guarantee you're going to learn something in each of these classes. And I suspect more than something. I suspect it's a lot more than something. But I will tell you, if I got to go to a class and I learned a couple things that could change my day, that's enough for me. And everything else is gravy, right? I mean, so that's definitely going to happen for everybody that comes. It's going to be great. And, you know, Will, I want to give you a chance to talk about this too. I know you didn't get a chance to go to the other one. But,
I know.
But we're excited to have
looking forward to this one.
Absolutely. If you had to pick, and I know it's impossible, but
you're not allowed to see anybody 2 weeks before.
Right.
Yes, I will be quarantined up until the day of.
If you had to pick, what's the one thing or two things that you're looking forward to most in the conference, Will? If you had to pick.
All right. One for sure. Going. Yeah, no. But I think for me, the biggest thing, I mean, the class is amazing. You're going to get a lot of great foundational learning that's going to help increase your laser journey. But being around like-minded individuals,
yes,
I think that is invaluable.
I highly undervalued that. Again, that's what I mentioned earlier. I did not expect how amazing that would be, because it's different when you hang out with them on Facebook all day,
right?
Or Instagram or whatever, and we're talking, helping, in Messenger. It's not the same as in person. It's
no, getting to meet people, seeing people in the same place that we are, seeing that we're not alone in this journey, that people have the same struggles, people have the same successes. I think that's amazing, right? Getting to see people who are doing what you want to do, who are successful in what you want to do, so that you're able to say, hey, if they can do it, if Will can do it, and I met him, he's not that smart, I can do it.
You're very smart. You know what you're doing. You're doing something right, at least. There's that.
I try, but that would be my number one for sure, is putting yourself around like-minded people, right? Entrepreneurship is it can be very lonely, right?
Yeah.
Because you're the solopreneur, you're doing everything yourself. Right. You're just grinding in front of a computer, in front of a laser, painting, finishing, boom, and it's all you. And just to be able to get out there and meet other people in the field is very inspiring. And then if I had to pick the second, I think the way that we changed the format this time versus just one general session in the beginning, one general session at the end, and classes in the middle. The fact that we're going to add more general sessions where we're able to have
sessions, man, those were awesome. Just the questions people would have, and how excited they were to see us all in one room, and it was. Yeah,
I think that's gonna be amazing, because it's an energy level, right? It's everyone there. You guys are all kind of getting the same content. You're feeding off of everyone's energy. The presenters are excited because we're now touching everybody. I think that is going to be the biggest change fundamentally in the conference. That's going to make the biggest difference.
Yeah.
As far as, we're going to start the day with great energy. We're going to end the day with great energy. In between, we're going to have all this stuff going on, getting the chance to meet vendors, having set times where we're able to see that. I think that's definitely the top two, the general sessions and the way we format it, and the people. You get to meet, laser celebrities, as you guys as they've hashtag
created that term, and that was pretty crazy to be lumped into such a cool title.
It's humbling, but it's really cool. And I'm going to see if I can. I know it's impossible, but I'm going to see if I can get a selfie with everybody, man. I mean,
wow. That's a lofty goal.
Well, I hope it is, because I hope it's a lot of people, right? Right. But I really genuinely, I mean, I feel such a closer connection to everybody that I got a chance to meet. So I'm so thankful for that. And it's been really great. And I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, I've come away with really close friends since then. Lisa, who I met, she had kind of talked to me, prior to that, and told me that she was gonna basically force me to be her best friend. But I mean, she was successful, because when we were there, we kind of just clicked immediately. And she's someone I talk to on a regular basis all the time, and we've talked about going on trips together or visiting each other, and that kind of stuff. And I didn't expect to come away with those kind of relationships from that, and people that you see then on Facebook afterwards, and you're like, oh, I remember them, they were great, or they were fun, or so it's awesome. Honestly. So is it 3 full days again, or is Sunday a partial day, or is that a full day now?
No,
it's a full day now.
And 8:30 to 5 every day. So it's going to be really great. And we're, the funny thing this time, I won't say it wasn't true last time, but this time we have so much great content, we literally can't fit it all in, which is a good problem to have.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, as opposed to, I don't know how to fill the day. That's
right.
Not,
yeah.
But we've been kicking around ideas, and I probably shouldn't share anything that we're not going to do because that'll right. somebody. But kicking around ideas, how can we get more content in for people? And you're aware of some of the thought processes, and we don't know, but we're for sure going to fill your day every day, and maybe more if we can. We'll see, but it's going to be great. It'll be really good.
Yeah, I'm sure you look at a full day, 8:30 to 5. At 5 o'clock,
oh, that's what I'm
going to be like. You're not going to be looking at like. Finally, you're gonna. I honestly think you're going to be like.
Oh no, it went so fast.
I want more.
Yeah. I remember each day going by really fast, and I was like, "Oh crap!" It's like the day is done now, and like you only knew it was like that kind of time for stuff because you'd be hungry or
right.
6 o'clock. That's why I'm hungry. Like,
yeah.
Are any of my classes early in the morning?
I don't know off the top of my head, but
it's okay. Don't check right now. But
I'll have Will talk and I'll find out.
Hey, I guess what's early, right? If you're coming from the east, so if we started a class at 5 a.m., technically that's like 8 a.m. for you, so you should be good.
No. That math doesn't work.
No,
it's only like an hour.
That math doesn't work.
I think. Difference to Dallas.
Yeah.
It is only an hour, huh? Because Dallas is 2 hours ahead of me here. So so it doesn't work. All right.
Whether I'm tired if I have an early morning class or not, I'm so excited. Yeah. And I'm definitely I'll be having a lot of that. But I'm excited now that like I've kind of got the like first time jitters out and I know to a certain extent what to expect. A different class, it may have a different energy or whatever, but I do know that it'll be awesome, and I'm a lot less scared this time.
We're in the same boat, right? We're in the same boat. Just like you got the experience of what to expect and how you can improve and what can be better. Yeah. We are the exact same, right? We learned what happened at the first one. We've made it better. We've thought where we could add more value, where we could have more fun with it as well. And just make it an experience. So I think it's going to be beneficial for us, but it's also going to be so much more beneficial for the attendees.
Yeah. Definitely.
And really, the name of the conference is not an accident. I mean, we really want to help everybody go to their next level, wherever their next level is. Everybody's at a different place. But Will and I both feel very strongly that we've got the best teachers, and you're one of them. And we just know that if people will get themselves there, they're definitely going to move up in their laser journey to the next level. And there's no question about that. So it's going to be. I
agree. I mean, I even moved up in mine and I was just a presenter last time. So
it's going to be.
Yeah. We talked about this in our live a few days ago, is it investing in yourself and, prioritizing yourself in your budget. A lot of times we look at, well, I have to pay for this, then what do I have left to invest in myself? Versus what we should be doing for 2023 is saying, I'm budgeting for myself first, and then what's left for everything else.
Right.
Because there's no bigger investment you can make in your business than investing in yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
So, the skills you learn now, they can take away everything from us, right? They can take away your laser, they can take away your podcast, they can take away keychain thingies, but the skills that you've acquired as an operator, as a helper, as someone in the community, you can take those same principles and apply it to so many different things that are going to make you better.
Right.
Same thing for us. So I strongly encourage people to, regardless, it could be the conference. Of course, I'm going to say come to the conference. I'm going to say take courses, but invest in yourself, make yourself a priority. And when you do that, you'll definitely see the growth exponentially over any type of equipment or anything else you would buy.
Absolutely. In fact, I just checked, Crystal, your earliest class is 9:45.
Okay, I can make that work.
Yes, you will.
Yes.
No, it's going to be fantastic. In fact,
there's a Starbucks across the street, like within walking distance. Get yourself some.
Perfect.
Oh, we'll get you an intern.
I'll send you
well, John's there.
We'll get you an intern to get you some. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, We'll get you an intern to get you some coffee.
I will grab
like you did everything last time.
I will grab coffee for everyone because I am up at. I mean, every day of vacation here, I was up at 3:30.
Oh.
Like, I woke up in a panic because I don't know, Legoland Hotel, like the room we have, they don't believe in lights, so it's really dark. It's really dark in the room,
all the time.
and I woke up in a panic thinking, I have a phone call, and I was like, I have no sense of time. I'm looking for my phone, I couldn't find it. Oh, it's 3:00, and once I'm up, I'm up.
Yeah.
So I'm wandering the. Well, also I get messages from the East Coast people at 3 a.m. like, "Hey, well, good morning." I'm like,
morning.
"Good morning."
You're like,
They're like, "Yeah, it's 6:00. I'm excited about this. I have some questions about this laser or this." And I was just walking the lobby. People think I'm crazy. I'm like this crazy guy walking the lobby, waiting for Starbucks to open at 5. And then got my coffee, and that's my vacation.
I don't think I've ever waited for Starbucks to open.
No.
Well, and since we're not going to mention things that drive us crazy, when people message you and they say, "Hey, how's it going?" and they just wait, I'm like, okay, this is not going to be a live conversation most of the time. It's going to be
right. My favorite is, "Hey, I have a question."
Proceed.
Cool. What is it?
And so I usually do the eyeball thing, like, looking,
like question.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, is there a question?
Yeah, go ahead and do it. And I'll usually say I respond as fast as I can, but go ahead and tell me what it is.
Right. Yeah. Like, you got my attention, and now it's gone already.
I will trade that. I'll take 1 million. Hey, I have a question and nothing until I respond. I'll take that over the, "Hey, Will, 10 minutes later, the question mark or the hello."
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I get it a lot.
That'll send me over the edge.
And I understand we're in a society where everything is instant gratification.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm very an immediate. We all are.
Yeah. So
well, and legitimately, that is the real part of growing a business. Is as your business gets bigger, there's more people that want to talk to you.
Right.
And we actually, all joking aside, we do totally get that.
Yeah.
But we would ask that if we can ask for grace. A lot of times it can't be a live conversation as much as it is.
Give us as much information in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then we'll answer it all as much as we can. And follow-ups are allowed as well. I understand that you can't get it all out, and
absolutely.
That with answers come more questions.
Yeah.
We get that.
But go ahead and start with your question.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Because I don't know when I'll be back. Because these kids.
Right.
I definitely think people underestimate when starting a business. When your business scales, they think of all the other things, right? Oh, more orders, more material, more money that I have to spend to. They don't understand the amount of inquiries and the time it takes to respond to customers.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this as your laser journey goes to the next level and your business grows, make sure you understand that there's going to be a huge time commitment involved with it. Hey, I ordered this sign. How's the progress looking? Or I ordered this. When is it shipping? Or I had a problem with this. Or you flat packed it and it's not fitting properly. All of those things that we don't think about. We think our time is just building, constructing, cutting, painting, finishing, shipping. The customer service aspect is definitely the most time-consuming part.
And it's hard to see the dollars attached to it. You know what I mean? Like sending invoices and them not being paid, or going through the effort of. One thing that I grossly underestimated was the time that it takes to ship stuff. I did not include that in a lot of my sign pricing and stuff. I'd include the box. Sometimes I didn't even do that. Sometimes I failed to even think of the shipping was $10 or $15. Well, what about that $2 box that you purchased, and the bubble wrap and the tape and everything the shipping labels and all the things that you purchased to actually be able to ship that? And then I did a huge custom sign, and it took me 2 hours because I had to make a custom box for that sign because it was so large. I did not include any of that pricing, in my quote. And I had to kind of eat that, but it was a learning lesson of, the time to ship, the time for customer service. You got to find a way to cover that, even if you don't necessarily like add it into your pricing, which if you can, you should. You just gotta take that into account, because it's a time suck for sure. It's one that, hopefully will end up in several sales, or, growing your relationship with either your customers or the community. But it's something that I think all of us forget how important it is.
Yeah.
And
if I could just repeat what you said, basically all the things that don't have a direct price connected to them.
Right.
Right. You can sell this item for X dollars, but then there's all the things that, whether it be support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Supporting a file for me. People go, oh, file selling is easy. And there are parts that
Right.
are. There are parts that are, but there's a lot that isn't.
Yeah.
And I you build your business however you want. But for me, I build my business a lot on my support and my taking care of people.
Right.
And that is a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot.
Right. And for a file that they paid anywhere from free to $4 to, some of the more expensive ones, depending on what they are, $10, $20. But that $10, $20 doesn't pay for the 3 hours that you're trying to walk them through adjusting the slot, or,
Let's go further. Helping them learn a program I didn't write. And to do, because I sell a file,
right?
And then somehow, and I say this with a smile on my face, I'm responsible to teach you how to use Silhouette to adjust something, which I didn't make Silhouette.
Right.
And when you bought it, you didn't buy it from me.
Right.
And I'm not picking on Silhouette. I'm saying,
but just in general, yeah.
Yeah, I've always tried to think of an analogy, and I Will is really good at analogies, but I'm trying to think, like if I buy a Ford car, Ford doesn't teach me how to drive.
Right.
Right.
And nobody would ever expect that.
Call Ford, right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if Ford did that, that would just make them amazing for doing that, but that's not their job, right?
Yeah.
Now, if the car breaks, or if the car is broken when you buy it or something like that, that is their job.
Right.
And if my file is broken, absolutely my job.
Yeah.
But when they say, hey, I bought this and it's not selling very well.
Sorry.
I mean, and the reality is I actually enjoy helping. That actually is true, but it's technically not my responsibility if you follow the meaning there. And so that's an interesting thing as a business person, all of us doing what we do.
Managing those,
There's the extra things that aren't actually your product.
Right.
But,
Right.
But that's what separates the good from the great.
It is.
Yeah.
And I know that, and that's why I do it, partially because I like it, but partially I know that's what makes me better than I used to be yesterday. Not better than somebody else, but just makes me better.
Well, a lot of times if they're newer to the industry, they're either scared to, or they don't necessarily have many people to reach out to, because sure, they can reach out to our groups, and I do encourage, them posting or whatever. And sometimes even when they do post, the post doesn't get seen, or, they searched before they even posted, and whatever search results they put in didn't actually yield the answers they were looking for. Like, I understand how difficult that is. And we do our best to manage our business, but also to help those people as well.
And that's why I always say to support the ones who support the community.
Yes.
I'm a big proponent of that, right? You see who are out there doing these things for people, supporting people who aren't there's no benefit to them, right? They're not making any money off of the support, but they're taking the time because they're invested in seeing other people do well. Yeah. So if you can support those people, I mean, it's just amazing how you could make a difference for them. That's how you could say thank you to them.
Right. Yeah. So I was actually talking to Stacy. She's one of our listeners, and she's the one who gave us that awesome review on Apple Podcasts. If you haven't already, go review. But we were talking yesterday because she was considering, one of the Miras for the deal that's going on right now with Eon, which will be expired by the time this airs. But she was talking, we were talking yesterday, and I was just reminding her to, when they ask you who sent you, make sure to let them know it's me. And then, my guilty anxiety is immediately like, sorry if that sounds spammy, but it's how we get whatever assistance for what we do for everyone. And she's like, she's like, that's not spammy at all. She's like, I want to give back to someone who I'm going to be driving nuts when my Mira shows up on my doorstep, So I was pleasantly surprised by her answer, because that is true, but it sounds weird if I say that to her. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Her responding and saying, she wants to give back to the people that she's, asking questions from, or, when her Mira comes and she doesn't know what to do and, she's panicking, and I'll be there to support her, when and if it shows up, should she choose to buy it, it's true. It makes all the difference, because we're not getting paid. If we're helping you, we're likely not working on our own businesses or not paying attention to our own families and
Right.
that kind of stuff. So it means a lot when they do support us, because we do it because we like you guys.
Yeah, all true.
And I think that's another like opportunity when you go to, say, this conference, right, that we're hosting, is you're going to be able to connect with people and get these little tips and tricks and things that they've experienced, and help speed up your learning curve, right? Because we always say we should be learning from other people's successes and see what they do well, but we should also be learning from other people's mistakes, because if we can see all the mistakes all the people who are doing well have made, and we can avoid a lot of those, how much quicker our business will grow, because that's ultimately the goal, right? So there's two ways, right? You learn from their mistakes, but also the successes. Success leaves clues. So when you're around those people, you're picking up all these clues. You see how they act, you see how they interact, you see what they're doing with their business, and you're picking all those things up. And that alone is going to make up any type of money you can invest in yourself, right? You're speeding up the learning curve. You're trying to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. And if that means you're trading time or you're trading money, one way or the other, if you want to get there. And honestly, money will get you there faster, because time costs a lot, right? You can't get more time. There's only so many more times in a day. I use that example, like, if you're making $10 an hour, and you can work your way through and learn slowly, and you work your way through a company, or you expand your earning capacity to $15 an hour, and it takes you a year, but you could pay $1,000 and get that in a month. That extra money you made for those 11 months far outweigh what you would have made, what you paid for it. So you speed up the learning curve, you speed up your earning capacity, you speed up your business capacity.
Yeah.
Right.
You see, hey, and the sky's the limit in that. You just eliminate all of the trials and errors. We've all been through those. So take that from everyone you meet, from presenters, from other attendees, and use that to elevate your business exponentially quicker. Because ultimately it's about just getting there quicker.
Right.
Yeah. So where do people get more information and buy tickets?
Great question. Because somebody should have that link.
Well, so if they're watching the YouTube, we will link that in the description of in the show notes and in the podcast. So we'll make sure to include that link, but you can also find it in any of Mark and Will's groups. I'm sure it'll be pinned at the top and easy to find.
Yep.
And if you can't, send us a message. I'm sure we won't hesitate to send you the link to buy some tickets to our wonderful
Yes, you want tickets, we'll find you a way to get tickets.
Yeah, we'll get you that link. We don't want you to work too hard.
and be watching in the coming weeks. Will and I are going to do several lives where we're going to talk about it more. We're also going to interview people, including you guys.
Yes.
To talk about interviewing all the different presenters and speakers, so you can get to know them before the conference. But the honest truth is, you want to go. Don't wait.
You do.
It'll be great.
We have a lot of tickets, but it's not an unlimited ticket amount.
Right,
so
yeah.
get your tickets early, and the fact that,
and I think if any of them are going to, it's going to be this one. So
it's going to be, and you get first choice of classes, right? Because
That's
you get to choose your classes. So
Mhm.
if you feel as though, say, you're more attentive and you want certain classes in the afternoon, you have that option. Or you're a morning person and you're like, I just want the hard-hitting stuff first. This is the classes I want to get now. So we have every opportunity for you to take all the classes that you'll need.
Right.
But to be able to set your schedule to what best suits you, the earlier you get in, the earlier you can sign up for your classes.
Yep.
And I'll let everybody know that everybody's going to get a chance to take 7 classes. Plus, you've got 5 general
sessions.
So you're going to get about a dozen different times and topics throughout the weekend. So it's going to be fantastic.
That's huge.
You're definitely not going to be wanting for information. It's going to be like drinking out of a fire hose. And that's okay. Yeah. But
coming at you fast.
That's okay, though. It's going to be good.
I'm excited to go. I hope I can truly. I mean, we're planning for me to make it. I hope I can.
Yeah.
Me
Really
too.
Yeah.
It'll be great. It'll be
We
good.
would love to see everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping I make it too. So.
And by the way, I just left a review on Apple Podcasts for you.
Oh, thanks.
That's what I was doing just a second ago. I was like, oh, I better do it now.
Yeah, or you're gonna forget.
I'm gonna forget. I know I'm on a podcast.
If anyone understands that, it's me. I'm gonna leave them an amazing review, and then
never do.
I don't think I ever did actually for Eon. Now that you say that, they asked me for it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, because we're gonna get off of here. We're all gonna look. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get off this podcast and
look
we're gonna all look at our phones, and we're gonna see we have 90 notifications, and we're gonna be like swamped, and then we're like, oh wait, I know I can't look because I'm recording on my phone, so I just keep seeing messages pop up.
Yeah, I know. I keep seeing you like tap the screen if you.
Yeah. Hey, Will, I know you're on vacation.
Lead if not allowed. Yeah,
we got 2 days left of that promo you were talking about. That
man, right?
They won't know, and it's a craziness. So
and we're gonna see each other in Florida, right?
Yes, we will be in Florida.
Oh, yes. Oh, I totally forgot about that. They're coming
January 6th.
Oh, they are?
8th.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll meet you before Dallas.
Oh, there you go.
That's perfect.
Yeah. It's like
we will be there.
Yeah.
If Mark comes out of his room, we'll see. I don't know.
You better. I'll drag you out.
Will, did you show her what we're going to be wearing?
Oh, the Dumb and Dumber.
Yes. I mean, no.
No, but we should.
That would be pretty awesome.
If I can get Mark to commit to it, I would do it.
Oh, stop. I would commit. Of course, they're going to have like, it's going to be like shorts for me. They're going to be tiny. They're going to be really short, but which is hilarious in its own way.
Right. Stephanie Murphy was she's with the Country Porch Swing. We've had her on before. But she was joking about how, she was trying to find an outfit and how like she's like Christmas party outfit or something, and it was like these like legit like tree costumes were coming up. So I saw like a reel or an ad or something for something similar, and I was sending it to her, and I was like, no, this is the one. So
yeah, it's very we are definitely anxious about it and excited, but it's like oh man, everyone's talking about like, hey, what's everyone wearing? Who are you wearing? It's like a red carpet type.
It's a red carpet event.
Yeah, I went last year, and
I was going to come in
pretty
sweats.
amazing. I mean, so it's Florida, so there was a wide range of outfits. There was jeans and shorts, and then there was people
Hawaiian
like
shirts.
Emily in like a fully sequined
like a gown, like
basically, it wasn't a gown, but it was a very nice sequin dress. So the whole range of everyone will be there, so it'll be great. And I mean, we love that company, and the party is amazing, so it'll be awesome to see everybody for a little preview before the conference.
Well, Will, thanks for spending part of your vacation with us live, and Mark, thanks for spending an hour.
This has been amazing. This is a nice break from vacation.
Thank you guys so much. We're excited to see you here next week, or there next week, somewhere next week.
We're
in a day.
and
I'll ask you guys, because maybe is it worth me making a stop at Gideon's for cookies or cake? Have you guys been?
No.
No.
I have no idea what
it is.
It's supposed to be some really famous cookies and cakes. And
if you're talking about cookies and cake, I'm gonna say yes. It is worth a stop.
I mean, it's, even bad cookies and cake is usually pretty good.
It's like pizza,
right? Yeah, I mean, like $20 cookies though. I'm like,
okay, maybe buy one.
Maybe buy one. Taste it. Buy the rest.
We're gonna split.
Everybody go buy some more cutting boards so Will can buy some cookies.
There you go.
Perfect.
Well, everybody don't leave because we are gonna do. Remember our life updates.
Yep, our life update is coming up now. Wow, that was a lot of fun.
That was good.
That was good. I love Mark and Will. Yeah.
Super easy to talk. It's almost harder to like stop talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I
had to interject. So where can people find you?
Right. Because we can talk all about all laser stuff.
Yeah.
Mark and Will are especially motivating. So
yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited.
And just found out they were going to the holiday party, so that'll be fun to see them. They're like, oh, we'll see you in a week, but really, we've probably already seen them.
Yeah.
By the time this airs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fun. And if you've made it this far, thanks for watching all the way through.
Switching up the content a little bit.
Please, subscribe to YouTube if you made it this far.
Please. Yes. Yeah, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
We're at 646 or so ish now. So if you haven't, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so.
Yes. Because we want it. We need it. All the things. So man. So we had the appointment with JR.
Yeah.
We found out that care is out of network. So
another swing and a miss. But not a complete miss.
Not a complete miss.
We left with some material. We left with some ideas. We have a couple more places that we're gonna call and contact and do. And I mean, this place isn't out, although it's not technically covered by insurance 100%. There's sliding scales and all those other payment plans and those kind of things to do.
Right.
But just maintaining, going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find outfits for the Eon partner holiday party.
Right.
What else? I'm trying to get my goals together for 2023.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have some I think they're called like stretch goals or whatever for the full year, but I'm really just going to focus on January right now and some kind of easy goals to make, to hit, just because, life is so crazy right now. Yeah. And, he doesn't have school the whole first week of January. And then the second week of January is only a 3-day week at school. So,
they to slow roll into the new year.
Yeah, I guess. Apparently. So I'm gonna go easy on myself. Mm-hmm. I still want to make some goals and get going in the motions, but I also don't want to overdo it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm excited to do some planning and to start crushing it.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to starting my venture.
Yes.
We jokingly said, I think it was part of the recorded portion of, because we talked. Who knows? Right. But it should be the conference should be the coming out.
Yeah, your coming out party.
So be on the lookout for that announcement.
Riley Black Media.
Yep. So if you're looking to start a YouTube channel, if you're looking to create more content for socials,
we saw a post the other day about how people struggle with editing, and they said they'll film all day and then they don't actually want to edit the content that they've filmed.
I know a guy who doesn't mind editing.
Yeah.
That's right here. Yeah. So, and who knows, maybe this time next year with the annual conference, maybe there'll be a little editing.
Training.
Little editing.
Look at you. Speak it into existence.
Show you how to do a quick short or something.
Right? Yeah.
On the editing software I use, but kind of make it broad to where it works, universally across any platform. Because there are certain tips and tricks that you can do across any software that you use. Not just I use Premiere, but there are things that are not just that are universal across all of them, not just like an endpoint, let's say.
Right.
That shortcut or whatever is always in the same place. Yeah. So maybe that's in the future too. Who knows?
hopefully you guys like this new format. I watched a couple of the episodes back, and for those who don't know us spending 10 to 15 20 minutes talking about our life when they came for a laser podcast, we may lose some of those newer viewers, and we want everyone to stay.
We need the hours.
So
hopefully you watch the whole hour.
Don't care about,
you click out this part.
If you don't care about our life updates and
we already got the hour.
Complaining about
our kids?
parenthood, then you can, stop listening after you listen to the laser stuff. But we're open to any feedback you have, reviews, all that kind of stuff. So
if you like this format, let us know. And if you hate it and you want us to go back to the other one, let us know that too.
Right.
But until then, this is going to be the new 2023. Yeah. So thanks for watching. And it's been another great episode of the Ride Back Project with Chris and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done.